Hello, my name's Ikello Herod, and this is 1111 Media Creator Academy, and I am going to show you today how much fun I had with Act 2. Welcome to 1111 Media Creator Academy, and today we are playing around and reviewing Runway Act 2. Runway Act 2 helps you take your performance and change it right over into a cartoon, a different person, all kinds of interesting things. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to kind of go through it and tell you what my opinion is, and we're gonna kind of go through the things that I've already done, and we'll probably even spin up one more thing for the opening right in front of you. So let's jump right in. All right, we are inside of the Runway Act 2. Okay, and what I did was I had a driving video, which is this first video, and it has the little icon here usually that says, would you like to add a video? You go in and you can either add something from your home computer or an asset that you've already put inside of Runway. I used an asset I put inside of Runway, and then I generated a couple of different things. First, let's show you the first thing that I generated. I'm gonna tell you a story about a dragon. It was an awful dragon because it loved everybody. And no one would ever believe me that dragon was evil. Now, what's interesting about this is that it really, really honestly looks like an animated character being animated by someone else, but it's using my motion capture to make this happen. It blows my mind, and I really, really like it. I did notice throughout this thing that it had a little bit of a hard time keeping continuity of the teeth because they're so unusual, and from moment to moment you can see much bigger teeth as opposed to being completely gone in some spots, but and completely almost non-existent in some spots. It's trying to figure out how to incorporate these teeth into what it's saying, and it's difficult. It's super difficult to figure out, but to be honest with you, it's a really, really solid way to animate a character and have a back and forth between two different characters. Runway has a very cool sort of interface. It's very easy. You add a picture here that you want to have driven. You add the driving video here. And between those two things, all you have to do is go down here and hit generate, and you are in like Flynn. Now, if you wanted to, and maybe the aspect ratio of the picture that you're using isn't exactly the same, then you just click on this thing, which is the aspect ratio, and it gives you the ability to change the aspect ratio to anything you want. Now, you can zoom in on the picture. You can zoom out on the picture. You can change it to 1:1, 3:4, 9:16, 16:9, 21:9. So you could literally have the longest picture that you could possibly have right in there driving the performance. It's pretty, I am not gonna lie, it's pretty well done, pretty well put together. Even gives you the ability to really hone in on the facial expressions and the prompting also. You could prompt, or you could use Act 2. I used Act 2 because I wanted to drive an actual film. So that's what I did. If you click on the settings, you can fix the seed so that it reuses that same seed. If you know anything about seeds, you know that if you reuse the seed, it will give you a very close approximation of what it did before. You can also reset every single thing if you wanted to. You can reset all of the things right back to where they were, and start all over again and not have your facial expressions be that much and not have your gestures be this thing. Now, I built all of these inside of Sora. I had a picture and I decided to change it into these orcs. And then I also decided to, after the orc thing and I did the experiment and the teeth was all weird and everything like that, I decided to go back and create an alien so that I would have it. I was going to pick this guy right here, but I ended up picking this guy. And then I wanted a werewolf, but the werewolf wouldn't work. And I was like, hey, why don't you just give me a pirate? And it gave me the green pirate. I was like, I don't want a green pirate. So I made a handsome, swashbuckling black guy pirate and came up with that one. It even gave me weird ears on this other one. So yeah, I was looking for something specific. Interestingly enough, this would not do the right thing when it came to a wolf face. Every time I put a wolf face in, it said it could not recognize the actual picture. It couldn't find a face. And so I was like, oh, come on. There's obviously 2 eyes, an ear, a nose, and a mouth. And it was too far off the beaten path, and it wouldn't do it. So that is definitely something that you're going to have to remember when you're working with Runway Act 2, is that it does not necessarily always recognize the faces in the pictures that you are actually doing. And by the way, if you're working in Sora and you don't give it a specific thing that it should have in the background with a portrait or something like that, you should probably do that because it loves to make things explode in the background. I don't know why. See, explode, explode, explode. Explode, 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 explode. And wait a minute. Explode. I mean, come on now. That's like ridiculous. But when you're working with anything you're working with, I want you to make sure that the face is clear and that it's mostly human, the face, because it won't animate blobs like in the Orville. There was a guy who was basically a blob. He was a blob. And yeah, it won't animate something like that because it can't see the face in it. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, so let's take a look at the one I did in the original one I did. Everybody. And no one would ever believe me that dragon was evil. Now, I love that little video because it gives you all of this interesting nuance and stuff like that. I was trying to make it so that I could move the head around and do all of these things and really kind of give it some expressiveness. But as I said before, the teeth thing is pretty daggone bad. But the ones that the ones where I didn't have any crazy teeth and was able to use them, you saw these in the beginning, this one and the other one in the beginning, and my goodness, I appreciate Runway Act 2. This is a viable product for you to be able to put good lip sync on top of your videos that you're making for your films. I am super duper incredibly uber excited. And that right there, is Act 2. What do I take from it? I take from it that this is one, a strong product that you can use to do lip syncing and character work where you're having a talking head thing where one person's talking and then the other person's talking and they're having a conversation together and you're cutting back between the two of them. I think that it is great for monologue work. So say you're an actor or something like that, and you're trying to get across your emotional depth in a animated character. This is a great way to showcase how cool it is for you to be able to change your voice, whether you're changing it or you're changing it with 11 Labs or something like that. This is so much fun to work with. It is so much fun to work with. And I am convinced that this is Act 2 and it came out 2 months ago, that we're going to have a viable competitor to this, and it'll be a heck of a lot cheaper coming right down the pipe. There's so many things coming out on a daily basis. So many things. All right, everyone. My name is Ikello Herod. This is 1111 Media Creator Academy. Come on over. We have links in the description below. We will help you make your first film. We will help you make a book trailer. We will help you make audiobooks that are very interesting and that you can have things happening all the way through your book. I'm telling you, we have the courses for you. And right now we have a huge discount going on. These classes are all going to be individually parsed out, but right now there's a 16-week mastermind. Actually, more like 18 weeks, because we have the intro to filmmaking with artificial intelligence, and then we have the book trailer class. Then we also have a audiobook class, and that's why I was mentioning all of that stuff before. Click the link below and you will get a hold of all of those classes for one price right now. So go ahead on over to 1111 Media Creator Academy, and I will see you in the studio.